All right, so let's talk about narcissism for a second. So you've got a narcissist and they're continuing along a certain path and you're continuing on a certain line, and then all of a sudden they get to a vent. Okay, so we're going to have that be a trigger. They get to an event, so they get to some type of trigger. So that could be, their birthday. That could be something that you're winning in. That could be something that all of a sudden they're getting mad in, or something's going on. And as a result, it produces a response. It produces an action. It produces something that happens. And typically what happens is you're going to see all of a sudden, you're going to have anger. Anger at whatever the situation is. They got inconvenienced. Something went wrong. Something didn't happen the way they wanted it. They're going to have that anger right away. They're going to figure out, okay, let me start to blame. I'm going to blame the other person. Blame the other person for their responses, for their reactions. You're the person that made me did this, etc. Then they're going to get to the place where they feel guilt. Narcissist doesn't really feel guilt. So this is like microscopic. Literally like seconds at times, feel guilt, and then they move on. After the end of that, there's a part of it that they do understand what they've done. They do understand what they've been through, and they get to the place where they feel some form of shame. The problem is they don't want to feel that shame. They don't want to deal with that. So they get to the point where they are down here. They're down here in what we call the pit. So the pit is the place where they feel that shame, but this could be like discouragement. This could be at times like suicidal thoughts. This could be where they lash back out even more, even with more anger, etc. Because they're down here in the pit, in the place that they don't want to be, in the place where they're uncomfortable, and where they actually are faced with the reality that they might actually have to own up to their decisions, which they're not going to do. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to tell themselves a story to get back up. All right, so with here, they're going to tell themselves a story, and oftentimes this is where they're rewriting history. They're changing their thought process. They're changing whatever happened, because the goal for them is to get back to here, to get back to this line where everything was normal, everything was going on just fine, but the problem was this line actually is broken, because they haven't fixed what's actually going on, which leads back to a trigger. And because they haven't actually dealt with the trigger, they haven't actually faced the problem that's right here, that's right here, that's right here, then we're still going to go back through the cycle of anger, blame, guilt, shame, down to the pit, lie to ourselves to get back up to the top, and start into another broken thing that we continually have been cycling through and not fixed. Then we get back to the trigger, and it just keeps going on and on and on. Follow for more tips. Want to be able to share more about this for everybody here. I got some of this from Wake Up Warrior. Love the stuff that they have. Want to keep sharing and helping people best I can.